few holes in it, just to retain the heat a bit more. So this is just a little mallet that I made, fire hardened it a bit, not too much really. I'd probably prefer to do it in ash instead of, there's a bit too much flame and heat there. I would have done it slower over the ash, but it's just a bit of pine. It's softwood, so really it's not ideal for a mallet, but it kind of looks like it's been turned on a pole lathe. That's just been done with an axe and a knife. I've added a swell knob or an end knob at the end there, so that when I'm swinging it, if it slips, then my hand, that's what the swell on the end of an axe is for as well. My hand, it shouldn't slip out of my hands as I'm swinging it. But yeah, so just something a little crafty, fairly easy to make, can be quite time consuming, but just using, that was a fallen tree that was already fallen down, just using the resources that are around you. Give it a go. So I hope you enjoyed that little kind of long intro segment. It was nice to just work and get things done, but welcome to camp update 14 now. And we've made some slight changes. It's more, the whole update of this one's really been focused on the fire pit. As you know from one of the previous videos I did where I was here in the snow, I asked you guys about the smoke situation because it was so smoky where I've built all these walls in the camp. There was just no airflow, and we had the tarp quite low, and we got smoked out quite a bit, to be honest. So I asked you guys in the comment section to get back to me and give some feedback, and we've taken on board some of those ideas and applied it now in the camp. First thing we did was raise the tarp, wasn't it?
Yes, move it at an angle.
We've raised the tarp now, I mean, 4 feet higher than what it was before.
Probably 3 feet.
3 feet higher, and at an angle so that the smoke can come up and out and the wind can come under it and blow the smoke away, really, because that was I think the main issue was our tarp was so low and above our heads and an apex that we would just get, the smoke was just circulating. It had no airflow and nowhere to go. So that was almost an instant problem solved when we did that. The next thing we did was dig a trench. Now I was going to dig it behind the wall over here, which is behind the camera there. I was going to dig it under that wall. However, if I just show you now quickly, as you can see by Dad's feet, there is tree roots everywhere, all along here, and there's a big old Scots pine tree there. So I couldn't go through here, and I asked you guys about removing this wall completely and putting the fire pit outside the camp. All of you, pretty much everyone, said don't do that because it defeats the object of having a fire in the camp, really, doesn't it?
It does, yes. Cosy.
Yeah, so we kept the fire pit in. So instead of going that way where the tree roots are, we actually went diagonally over there and out the back of the primary shelter. That's where the pipe, we laid a pipe.
Yep.
And that's now allowed some airflow that comes in here, which is by this rock. And what have we put on the front of it, Dad?
A bit of grill, doubled over grill there, mesh, just stop anything like rodents getting up in there, getting trapped, which would block the airflow.
And we've done the same the other side. Oh, and we're hanging at the moment on the oars crane, which works still. I've put a new support stake in and fire hardened it a bit, just to make, well, just to draw out the moisture and make it a bit more prolonged. So it's still working really well.
And after many years of experience, I realise this black handle is very hot. Man, that kettle's going to blow. That is really pumping steam out.
That's good.
We'll make this tea and we'll get right back to you.
Just having a tea break, guys. Apologies. Good old-fashioned English cup of tea. God, you put enough sugar in that.
Yeah. Oh, well, I can keep you sweet.
That's sweet. Yeah. So where did we get to? We got to the pipe.
And so blocking it up for the rodents.
We blocked it up for the rodents. We also got, I don't know if you saw, there was a segment where we got a stick. Hopefully I'll overlay it now. We got a stick which was smoking. We placed the stick near the pipe to check if there would be any draw, which is air getting sucked in through the pipe. And you could see quite clearly, really, the smoke was coming in. There was draw there. Now, in hindsight, if we had a bigger pipe, maybe it would obviously increase the draw. And it would probably pump more air in here. However, it would then mean we'd have to dig a deeper trench, which we wouldn't have been able to do because there's so many roots. There's a big tree there's 3 big trees in the middle of the camp. So this is what we got. You know, we're working with what we got here, but it works.
Yeah.
It's all sealed. It's underneath the floor. We know there's drawer there. If we put our hand down here at the front, we can feel the cold air coming out. Now onto the fire pit itself, which really is the main focus of Camp Update 14. You may have noticed it's built out of what? A car wheel,
well,
isn't it?
No, it's not. You may have noticed. You will have noticed. Get it? Somehow that you will have noticed that it looks a bit different.
So it's completely different. I didn't actually have anything to do with this. Dad, he watched the video where I uploaded about the snow and me having the problems in the camp. Dad knew about the problems with the smoke in the camp anyway. So yeah. he got himself a bit of DIY, didn't you, Dad?
I did indeed, yes. I went scrounging around the local tyre place and got myself a car wheel. And then what I did is took it back to the garage and sat there looking at it thinking, I've seen it before where people have a great big lorry wheel. There's about 10 guys around them, lumberjacks, they've got cans of beer and they're throwing logs on. I thought we need a miniature version of that. You had
an Alex Steele moment.
I had an Alex Steele moment and I can't get it out of my head, and probably Alex won't be able to get it out of his head. When you see it, Alex,
yeah.
I apologise, but it was the best I could do.
So
and I tried to make a forge.
So what you're going to see in a minute is Dad's actually filmed this himself on his camera. This is a 5-minute segment, about 5 minutes. If you want to watch it, by all means do. If you don't, skip ahead 5 minutes and we'll be back at the camp because we've got theory time coming up as well. But this is what Dad filmed. We've got sparks, we've got angle grinders, you've got tools. Hammering tools, we've got a DIY coal forge that Dad built in the garden.
Coal and wood and everything.
So I hope you enjoy it. Watch this segment and then join us back here in a minute, in 5 minutes time.
We've got no neighbours, by the way, now. Well, you can see we still got a little bit of smoke. It's just we put a bit more wood on there, but I put it up on legs to raise it again to get some oxygen. And you saw me in the film cutting splits in the side for oxygen. And then literally today we got like a pizza or baking tray, didn't we?
Pizza baking tray, circular one. Yeah.
Cut it down with some tin snips, punch some holes in it, because before I put a mesh grill in there and it burned like you would not believe. But fast, very fast.
Yeah, we actually had it burning. It was too efficient. The thing was too efficient. It was great for smokeless fire, but not great for if I was doing an overnighter and I needed a bed of embers.
Yeah.
So actually what we've done now is we've kind of met halfway and we've punched some holes in, but we've still got a solid base. And
huge improvement.
Oh,
huge
massive.
Improvement
I mean,
on
look
the previous
now,
fire.
usually we'd be completely smoked
We'd be
out.
crying.
But obviously there's smoke, it's a fire, there's going to be smoke. Eventually you're going to get smoke, depends on type of wood. We've got loads of pine around us. Pine is generally quite a smoky wood.
Well, it's damp, we've had a lot of rain as well.
We've had loads of rain, so it's all pretty damp.
But then behind you we got, I found something from an old oven that was on a skip being dumped, and I thought, stainless steel, I think it is. A proper grill that you actually cook on in an oven. Bent the angles on it, so it fits exactly over the side of that.
There.
So
we can
we can cook on that, and indeed it does work. It has been tested, and we're going to have some hot cross buns as well, and then theory time. Well, that's pretty hot, guys, and that is hot cross bun going on there. I think it's going to get very warm. Wow. Very quickly.
We're just snacking today.
We're snacking. We've been working, and just give us a break. You can't beat a bit of butter. I once saw a video where my son had butter and a bit of a roll or something.
Yeah.
Going to be using some strawberry conserve. Other flavours are there I particularly like.
On the lignum steel knife, Dad. Thanks for that. Yeah, I noticed you pinched that.
Yes, very. This is one Mike made with Alex.
It was.
Is it not?
It was one I made with Alec. Yeah, it was a collaboration knife. 01 tool steel. I've been using that today. I love it.
And it's got jam on it now.
It's jam, yeah. 01 jam steel.
Yes. Right. What's your favourite jam or preserve? I mean, do you like marmalade?
Oh, I
strawberry?
hate marmalade.
I made homemade jam once, guys. Did an article on it. Damson jam.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember
did Damson jam.
Gardening magazine or something.
Yeah. I mean, once you get to the autumn, you can get all the fruits and tell us what your favourite jam is or preserves.
Quite bitter marmalade in a way, isn't it? It's got that bitter
Edge to it.
taste, yeah. So we're coming on to theory time in a minute, guys, but we're actually going to do a shout out. Well, Dad's going to do a shout out because he reads the comments as well. What
we go through all those comments, getting ideas and that, don't we?
Yeah, you guys give good suggestions.
If we can get through them, providing there's not 3,000 or 4,000. So this is a shout out for Jennifer Eagle. Are you in there, Jennifer Eagle? Jennifer Eagle wants a shout out. She comes from South Dakota.
Hi, Jennifer.
Oh, I know, but it's South Dakota. We went up that way somewhere, didn't we? I remember we went to, where did we go? Drumheller.
Oh, was that the dinosaur?
You guys know Drumheller? Yeah, and they had these big, huge...
Vaguely, yeah.
Hoodoos, they're called hoodoos.
Yes, yeah, the
they
stones.
Were like sandstone, would
yeah,
they?
Yeah, I remember now,
carved by wind.
Yeah.
So and then off we went to Vancouver and
we travelled across Canada, really, didn't we? Banff,
what's that river
Calgary.
we went to? We went down a river rafting.
We did whitewater rafting on the
The Thompson River.
That was amazing, actually. That's the only time I've ever done whitewater rafting.
It's the only time I've ever been scared.
Do you remember that way? There was this. I don't know what, because they
rock.
grade it, obviously, don't they? They grade it depending on the current and speed and height of the river at the time. It was fairly rough when we were there, but nothing like what it could be. And there's this wave that was, honest to God, it was like a back wave that was about 4 feet high.
Then,
and it was called the Bambi or something like that.
It.
The Thompson River, was it?
Thompson River, I think it was.
Bambi, yeah. That was an amazing trip. That
over the Rockies, went past Lake Louise, did all the usual tourist stuff.
BC,
did some rainbow trout fishing.
Yeah.
Around that area as well, and then went to BC for the giant sturgeon and the huge, humongous salmon.
River.
Makes our salmon look a bit sad, doesn't it? Anyway, another one that's interesting. I found this one. I'm going to have trouble pronouncing this. Steve. Not Milpro. Right, now he had an interesting one. He says he must have picked up from Mike mentioning something in one of Mike's films, right? Do you have problems sleeping after editing videos or being on games, etc. too much? Now he said, I don't know about this because I'm not on the games and I do edit, but it's during the daytime. Look for yellow lenses. And he said these are lenses which are blue light blocking lenses.
Okay.
And he said they stop the blue light spectrum from the LED backlit screens
like phones
from
and
sending
computers.
a signal to your brain, which then does chemicals, which keeps you, I can't sleep at night. So there, look for some yellow lenses.
Oh, thank you very much.
That was an interesting tip.
Yeah.
So we do look at all the tips and comments and that. And yeah, there might be something there. Listen,
We're passing it on to you guys.
some of you guys, Mike's on the machine way too much anyway. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of you guys will be on gamers when you're doing gaming.
I'm editing,
You probably
yeah.
know about it, but you know, you've got to come off those screens every 20
you
minutes,
do.
they say, don't they?
They say every 20 minutes you're meant to give your eyes a rest, but trust me, I don't come off for 2 or
doesn't
3
happen.
hours a time sometimes
Hours,
on a video.
hours at a go.
But
So,
yeah, anyway.
Theory time, what we thought, and we have noticed this for what, 2 years?
Yeah, a couple of years.
Is the
yeah.
angle on what, the father and son?
Yeah, in our videos, a lot of
Yeah.
comments come through about, because I'm a fairly old. I'm 20. Well, I say fairly old. I am 28 this year, and not many 28-year-olds spend time with their dad, really, don't they? Because
They seem to.
they moved out of the house. I've moved out of the house, but you know, you move far away. Obviously, there's other issues and things that can come up, but you don't see many people my age really doing things with their dad.
Well,
do
we're
you?
sharing time, and I think what the problem is, and I generally think this is a problem with society today, older guys, probably my age, 46, no, slightly older,
Yeah.
but I think they would agree with me that one of the main helps and figures would have been the grandparents. If you were a daughter, you would have had your grandchildren, and the grandmother, your mother, would have taken care of the kids, brought them up, showed them cooking skills, that type of thing. It doesn't seem like you get that nowadays. And the same with the young men. You've got lads now, unfortunately through family issues or whatever, society generally, as Mike says, they just break up. Some don't speak to their parents for years. I mean, we have these letters come through.
We
don't
get loads of comments of
We get
this,
loads
yeah.
come through like that. But because we're a close family, all of us, my daughter, my wife. And
We know we're very lucky. We are
we're
very
lucky, but it sort of seems normal. It's not till we read these comments we realise, hey, society has changed.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of missing information coming down from old fogies like me, passing information down, rightly or wrongly, to the younger generation. Not
And
just my son, but the next one down.
On that point as well, I completely agree with you. But I think the other issue is that the grandparents tend to have that old school manners,
Yeah.
politeness, respect. What has happened to respect for elders now? Respect for the
It's
elderly.
gone. It's finished.
It's gone. I honestly, it's shocking when you see the respect that elderly people, or lack of respect that elderly people get.
You're
at
a
the moment.
teacher. You've seen it
Yeah.
around the school.
Oh
kids.
man, it's unbelievable. And I think, like, it could be linked to that grandfather, grandmother figure that's there to teach the child respect. You know, you learn it through your grandparents, and like your mum was quite hard on us. You know, manner-wise, pretty hard on us.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah.
And your granddad was.
Yeah, man alive. He's like the monkey on the shoulder. He's my driving force, you know, all the way through business and work. And that's why I get that. Do not stop working. Just keep grafting. And that's why I just keep grinding it all out.
You do.
But doesn't do me any harm, honestly. If you've got the health to do it, fine. Some people don't. But if you can do it, do it. But here's the kicker, guys. I think it happened round about the 70s when there was a generation that started having their children later because the husband and the wife worked. They both worked. Now, when I was a kid, the mums didn't work. The dads worked, and it was sort of frowned upon to have a wife. My God, your wife works. My mum worked, but I mean, that's the way it was.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was. So there's a generation gap that has staggered off. See, when I was young, kids got married and engaged and kids by 19. Well, if you move that up the scale, they obviously would have had grandparents, and those grandparents were younger. Nowadays, I don't think those grandparents
it's like
are there.
28, 29, 30s now, isn't it?
Well, that's
For
it.
like,
People get married much later. They have their kids much later. So they're missing the third generation of knowledge. They've just got their parents. Well, hey-ho, hang on. We all know people, let's say between 30 and 50 nowadays, they're at the grindstone working. They've got to find and make time for your kids.
Yeah.
We're fortunate. I've
We are.
got time to do it. You
Yeah.
know? But a lot of people don't. So let us know your thoughts on that, because we are aware of a lot of people coming down saying, wow, I wish I had what you've got.
Yeah.
We can't make it happen, but maybe you've got some thoughts on, is that the issue?
That's our theory
the lack
time,
of grandparents, the lack of grandfathers, grandmothers, passing that information could be work outside for
Like
the
the
men.
matriarchal figure.
Exactly,
What they call,
a
isn't it?
head of the
Yeah.
family figure that's sort of fading away, and we're losing it and paying a price in society. You let us know.
So basically, what Dad's saying is, all people out there my age, you need to go and have some kids real soon.
And if you're younger, you got to kiss my boots, boy. You got to have a little respect there. We won't want to kiss my boots. You don't know what I trod in on the way up here.
Guys, thanks so much for watching this episode. Really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who comments on the videos. We do, you know, as you can see, we do read them. If you're not subscribed already and you do enjoy the videos, do hit the subscribe button. If you don't like the videos and you don't like us, don't subscribe.
No,
don't subscribe
don't
and
force
don't watch.
yourself.
Yeah,
Please
we don't want to
yourself.
force. We only want people on the channel that enjoy the videos. So if you don't enjoy them, there's no point complaining. Go somewhere else.
And you know
If
what?
want something
A
else.
lot of people out there, different types of people, they're generally younger people as well. They need a rubber band that goes, no, this is true, from one ear to the other ear. You pull it over your head and you stretch it into your cheeks and you do this. You smile, for God's sake. I mean, I see some of these chippy choppies.
Yeah.
They never have any fun. We have a bloody good laugh, don't we?
We do have a good laugh. What you see
Have
on
a
the
bit of
cameras is
humour.
exactly
Yeah, sense of
how it
humour.
is in real life. If we didn't have the camera there, that's exactly
They take
how
it
it
too
is.
seriously. Just get the rubber band here, rubber band there, stretch it over again.
On a disclaimer note, please don't do that. Cause
That's true. How many kids are going to do that?
Yeah.
Mum, cut on track.
Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon in the next episode.
Oh, Jim Land, ahoy! Over there! I be seeing whales! I be seeing land! It might be a shillelagh to Michael. For me, it's ideal if I chop a leg off or something. At least I can use it for a wooden leg. I know what they'd call me. Peg leg pulling. Ah.